Hello, and welcome back to Keeping Up with Ken. My name is Makenna. I am an incoming freshman at Stanford University, pursuing a major in computer science.
Hackerman.
And today I'm here to share with you 5 more things you can do this summer to prepare for the college application process. My junior summer was probably one of the most integral summers of my whole high school career, and that was mainly because I spent it preparing for the college application process. A lot of those things allowed me to relax when other seniors were getting hit with senioritis and still had applications to finish. So I highly recommend that every student take this summer to get a head start on the application process through these 5 things and the 5 things that I listed in the last video. Before we get started, of course, I have to plug my channel and say that if you're new here, I'm so glad you're joining me. I hope you subscribe. I will be making tons of Stanford content along with college application content this upcoming fall, so be sure to stay tuned. Number 1, the biggest thing that you can do to help yourself in this process this summer is brainstorming your Common App essay. It's so easy to do. I just kept a page in the Notes app on my phone and I just thought up different ideas of what I could write about. The Common App essay is super open-ended. There are prompts that you can use, but you can also use the prompt of write whatever you want. So if you want to go along the different prompts, be sure to check those out. They're on the Common App website right now. They're always up and they don't usually change year by year, so you can check those out any year. So even if you're not a junior, you can get a head start on that process. Use the Common App essay to write about something that's important to you. It doesn't have to be a sob story, it doesn't have to be super emotional, but it has to be meaningful to you. You want to illustrate something about yourself in that essay, and you want to allow the application reader to understand who you are fundamentally. The second thing you can do this summer to get a head start is study for subject tests, the SAT, and or the ACT, if you still need to take those. I personally didn't take any subject tests. A lot of schools have stopped requiring them. Very few did my year, but a lot of them don't even require them or recommend them at all anymore. But the SAT and the ACT are still integral parts of the process, even in a school that's test optional. I'll be making a video on the importance of test optional and why you should be wary of those terms. But moving on from that, you should use this summer to study for those tests and do tons of practice tests, practice the questions that you mess up on, and practice in the areas that you're struggling. My third tip is reaching out to students at the schools you're interested in applying to. This doesn't mean just open-end asking them, tell me about your school, but come up with a specific list of questions that you have about the school that you can't answer on their website. This means questions about specific dorms and student life in those dorms. This could be about their experience in their major and their personal experiences at the school. You don't want to ask questions that are just, tell me about this school. You can very clearly find out about the school online, and you don't want to waste students' time by making them elaborate on things that you can easily learn about yourself. But it's super useful to get to know about the individual student perspective at the schools that you're interested in applying to, especially the perspective of students in the potential majors you're considering. Number 4, build a list of scholarships you're interested in applying to. That doesn't mean scholarships that are necessarily open, but this means scholarships that you would like to keep track of for when they open in the fall. For example, the Coca-Cola scholarship opens around the same time that college applications do, and many students miss out on applying to it because they're too preoccupied by the applications they're doing for colleges. That means if you plan early and make sure that you're notified about when the application opens, you're more likely to do it and do it well. And my last tip, number 5, the most important tip of all, is to ask teachers early to write your letters of recommendation. This means giving them the information necessary to write you a good letter of recommendation and giving them enough time to write a good letter of recommendation for you. Meaning, tell them where you're applying to school, what the potential major you're applying for, different qualities that you've expressed in their classroom that they can use as examples for you in their letter. Be sure to give them as much information as possible so they can help you as much as possible. If you don't give them the necessary information, then they won't be able to help you in the ways that they want to. So, be sure to plan early with all things, keep track of the different applications that are coming up for you this fall, and make sure that you start to brainstorm the different answers to the essays on the Common Application. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.